Let us get started. Hello, everyone. This is Callie Teagarden, and welcome to this Promptings webinar. I'm so excited you are here tonight to learn about Promptings. I am the Senior Field Advisor for Promptings. I've been involved in this company since 2009. My anniversary was July 1st, just a couple days ago. I can't believe it's that long. I will tell you, when I got started with Promptings, I was looking for a simple way to stay in touch with my clients, to be able to send birthday thank you and holiday cards. And what this system gave me was a way to connect with people, to connect with those clients, to connect with those prospects. What I didn't expect from Promptings was a way to connect with my purpose and put me on a pathway to prosperity. But before I get ahead of myself on all of that tonight, I want you guys to hear from our founder and chief visionary officer, Mr. Cody Bateman, on why he started Promptings and what the best way is to act on your promptings. So, Cody, I am going to let you take it away from here.
Hi, everybody. My name is Cody Bateman. I'm the founder of the Promptings movement. Appreciate you being with us tonight. I want to share with you a couple of stories. One is how this whole thing started in the first place and what our mission is and what we plan to do to change this world of ours by helping millions of people act on their promptings. We hope that you're one of them. So it all started back in 1989. I accepted a job offer. I just graduated from college and accepted a job offer to work for an ad agency in New York City. So when we accepted that job, we packed up all of our belongings. I was newly married at the time, had a little baby girl. We packed up all of our belongings, put it in a U-Haul truck. We were driving this little car of ours in front of the U-Haul truck. And we went over to my mom and dad's house to say bye to the family. So we said our goodbyes. And I remember coming out in the front of my parents' home, and we got into the car and we put little baby Whitney in her car seat, and Jody got into the passenger side, and I went to get into the car. And as I went to get in, I looked over in a lot adjacent to my parents' home. My older brother, Chris, was moving some vehicles around in this lot. And at that moment, I had what I call a prompting, an intuitive thought that I needed to stop what I was doing, go over to my brother, give him a hug, tell him I love him, and say goodbye. That was the prompting. And we were in a hurry. There were people waiting for us. There was another couple that was moving with us that was driving the U-Haul truck. And we all needed to leave. And so what do you think happened? I ignored the prompting. I remember getting in the car and driving away, and I honked and waved at my brother as we drove off, and he waved back at me. I'll never forget the look on his face. And we drove away, and we drove all the way across the country, moved into our new home in New York City area. And a couple of months went by and everything was going well until one night I got a phone call about 2:00 in the morning. And my mother was on the other end of that line, and she tearfully let me know that my brother Chris had just been killed in an accident. Now, that was devastating news. In fact, I remember when I got that news, the first thing I thought of is that I had this prompting that I needed to say bye to him, and I ignored it. So at that very moment, I made a promise to my brother Chris, to myself and to my brother Chris. I said to him, I said, I'm sorry, brother, that I ignored that prompting. And I promise you that when I have promptings to reach out in kindness to others, I will act. And I'll do all I can to help as many people as I can do the same thing. That was in 1989. Excuse me. That's when this whole thing started. That was the dream that was put into my mind at that moment. And everything I did from that day forward was to figure out how to deliver the promise. I needed to act on my promptings. I needed to help other people act on their promptings. Now, keep in mind, this is a long time ago. This is in 1989. It was even pre-internet days. We didn't even have the internet back then. So the concept and idea that I had was I had to find a way to help people act on their promptings. And I knew that for myself, the way for me to express myself, my appreciation, my kindness to others, it was a lot easier for me to write those things. Like if I wrote somebody a message in a card, it was a lot easier for me to express myself in a card than it was verbally. So I figured early on that whatever I did, it was going to have something to do with greeting cards, because a greeting card was a simple way for me to act on a prompting. If I had a prompting to say thank you to somebody, I could quickly send them a card with the words of kindness in them. So I started doing all kinds of things pre-internet days to try to figure out how to do that. You can't even imagine the things that we tried to do, but this thing called the internet came along. And when the internet came along and I saw the possibilities of the internet, the light bulb went on that, man, if there was a way that you could send a real greeting card over the internet. So if I could call up the internet and pick a card and type in a message and click it, and somehow it went over the internet to a printer and the printer would print it and send it for me, man, that would be cool. So we went on a long journey to try to figure out how to do that. We actually pioneered the technology that calls for variable print on demand on printers. Nobody had done that before us. And we did that back in 2001 and 2001 and 2. So we finally had created what I call a mechanism. We created a mechanism to help people act on their promptings. And what it was is the mechanism allowed me as a person to go onto the internet, onto the mechanism, and choose a greeting card and be able to type a message into the greeting card and then put in an address for that person and push the send button. And then over the internet, it would go to our printers. We would stuff it, stamp it, and mail it out for you. And we started doing this way back in 2002 was when we first started doing this over the internet. Nobody had done it before. So it was a powerful mechanism. In fact, once we had the mechanism to do this, I wanted to start changing my habits and other people's habits. The habit I wanted to create was I sent cards to people every single day. So one of the habits that I had was is that the first person I thought of, I would send a card. And I'm going to share a story about this card right here. So I got up one morning and my habit was first person that comes to mind. Well, the first person that came to mind that day was a lady by the name of Pat Chase. She does the music at the church I went to. So I went to my mechanism that we had created. We had about, I don't know, maybe 100 saved greeting cards in there. And this was one of them. And it says beauty on the front. So I picked this card. It says beauty on the front. And inside it said things are beautiful if you love them. So I want you to watch the words that I wrote in this card to Pat Chase, who does the music at the church. So right from my computer over the internet, I typed these words. I said, Pat, just a quick note to let you know, I appreciate what you do for us at the church. You make music beautiful, and I'm a better person for it. Your friend, Cody. That's simple. And I clicked the send button and sent it off to her. Now I want to explain to you what happened when she received the card. A couple of weeks went by and I show up at church and she comes up to me and says, Cody, first of all, I want to thank you for this card you sent me. And I want to tell you what happened the day I received it. She says, I got up in the morning and I went into the front room of my house. I was going to pick up the receiver of the telephone, my intent was to call the leader of the church to let him know that I was no longer going to do the music at the church. She said, I don't remember a time when somebody thanked me for the service I provided. The only thing I got were complaints as to why I didn't play this music or that music. She says, and I was really frustrated. And so I was about to quit. She said, but something told me to go get the mail first. Now we know that that's called a prompting. She was prompted to go get the mail first. So she did. She hung up the receiver of the phone, did not make the phone call. She went out to her mailbox. The only piece of mail on a Thursday morning was this card. She opened up the envelope from her mailbox, read this card that you're looking at. She says, Cody, I want you to know that I was at my mailbox and I openly wept, she said. And I want you to know that when I went back in the house, I did not place the phone call. And I'm not going to place the phone call. I will keep doing the music of the church, And I will never, ever, ever forget you for how you made me feel with that card. Thank you very much. That's the power of acting on promptings. Now, we've come a long ways since then. Our job now is to help millions of people act on their promptings every single day. A big thing that we tell people is to send heartfelt messages of kindness, just like the story I just shared with you. We have thousands of people all over the world that are doing this. They're sending heartfelt messages of kindness to people. Now, you don't think that can change the world? It's changing the world. Millions of promptings have been acted upon, and we're just barely getting started. But here's the beauty of it. When you send these messages of kindness, there's amazing positive energy that comes back to you, the sender. And when that energy comes back to you, the sender, it really taps into who you are and what you're meant to do as a person. It's an amazing feeling to have. All you got to do is send kindness to people every day. It creates appreciation energy, and you begin to appreciate who you are as a human being. So we ended up creating a mechanism that really connects you with two key things. And we call that the promptings process. The promptings process allows you to connect with people on the right side of the screen and with purpose on the left side of the screen. And that's what this is. So when you send out kindness to others, you're connecting with people all the time. You know, we've become the best relationship marketing tool in the world today because of this. Because a lot of businesses use us to follow up with their clients or customers. But what we teach is to send heartfelt messages to them. There's system cards that will do it automatically too. But the best way to create genuine human connection is these heartfelt messages. So over the years, we became the best relationship marketing tool on the planet because we had a way for you to act on promptings and appreciate people that you did business with. So that's just one example of how this promptings process connects you with people. But guess what? It also connects you with purpose, because that energy is coming back to you as a person. It ignites your inner voice that tells you who you are as a person, that connects you with your purpose. Okay, it brings up that whole new energy of who you are as a person. And we have since created all kinds of tools and different things to help you to nourish that inner voice, to nourish those inner promptings. Some of the best personal development programs on the market today come from promptings, because we have ways to teach you to use this process, this mechanism, to initiate positive law of attraction principles in your life. It's an amazing thing. So if you utilize this, if you use the mechanism to reach out to others, you can use the same mechanism to reach to yourself. What it does is creates a pathway to prosperity for you. That's where we've come. We started it just to send cards to people, but it ended up being what you have on this screen today. Now, I'm going to turn the time back to our host. We have numerous that are going to share their stories with you tonight of how the mechanism and how the process has transformed their life. Thank you for spending the time with me tonight, and you're in good hands with our host and with some amazing people that act on their promptings every day. Thanks, everybody.
Thanks, Cody, so much. So glad for you to be on here tonight and share with us. Next, I want to take you guys real quick to the promptings.com website. When we're done here, we're going to send you back to the person who invited you. Have them take you to their promptings.com website. They can take you there. They can send you a link. This really talks about everything that Cody just shared, right? Promptings is about appreciating others and attracting prosperity. Promptings are those intuitive thoughts that call you to take positive action. And promptings are going to create genuine human connection and guide you to your personal genius. If you haven't sent a card on our system yet, you can send your very first card for free. Again, get back with that person. And as we said, the best way to act on your promptings is through our promptings mechanism. What is that? That is send out cards, right? That is what we are known for. An amazing system to be able to create those cards, reach out in kindness, act on your promptings. And as Cody said, an amazing business follow-up tool as well. Now, I want to bring on our first guest, Willie Diefenback-Jones. Willie, several years ago at a networking event. I actually sent you a card, Willie. We connected, we became friends. I know when you looked at this system, you fell in love with it because of your purpose in life. And I know you have been acting on your promptings ever since. So I'd love for you to share tonight some of your stories about acting on your promptings in this amazing system.
Thank you, Callie. I would be honored to share my system. And when I was introduced to this system, I was super, super excited about it because I'm one that has loved to send cards. But what I have to tell you is I think faster than I can write. So I'd write and I'd miss a word and have to put a caret in and insert the word. And then I'd look at it, misspell the word, and have to cross off and start over. So when I was introduced to this system, I was super excited. And I don't know, Callie, I cannot see the screen. Here we go. So this is the first card. I like to make Facebook productive time. And so when you're scrolling through Facebook and you see pictures, pull them down and send people a card. You're going to make them so happy. This is a flat card, which is a front and back card. And I saw this in my good friend Vince with his two sons, and they're posting and being silly. And he makes some comment about, look at me, I'm in as good a shape as my son. So I sent him a card. But when it came in the mail, his wife opened it and she put it on the refrigerator. And when he got home, she said, you've got a card on the refrigerator. He's thinking, what in the world? And he goes and looks. Now, he doesn't like stuff on his refrigerator. He has no magnets, no pictures, not anything. This card is on his refrigerator because he absolutely loves it. And he loves to tell the story to people every time they come over. What's that picture on the refrigerator? And he's got something to talk about. He absolutely loves this card and he talks about it all the time. And this is another picture, another card I sent. And this card in the morning, one morning I woke up and I was thinking about my beautiful friend Tanya. And she and I have been friends a long, long time. And I saw this card and I said, this is going to be perfect. It was kind of funny when I was scrolling through Facebook. This is the first picture I saw and I had been thinking about her. So I sent her a card and said, I'm just thinking of you. Great picture. You look beautiful. And she is very beautiful. And when she got this card, she called me. She said, oh my goodness, I was going through such a bad time in my life. And you just made a difference and lifted my spirits and made me know that, yes, I can get through this and go and make the world a better place. And she said, I just so appreciate our friendship. And, you know, it's about making a difference in people's lives because you never know what people are going through. So I like to say, make your Facebook time productive time. Pull these pictures down, send people cards. You're going to brighten their day no matter what's going on. And then I want to talk here a little bit about a system card. This is a 4th of July card that I created. And I love to celebrate the 4th of July. And I want you to think back, do you get 4th of July cards? And how many 4th of July cards did you get this year? I bet I can tell you not very many. And when you send a 4th of July card, you stand out. You make a difference in people's lives. And talking about celebrating the 4th of July, now what fun is that? And when I think about this is something that I sent this card to over 100 people, and it was just with a few clicks. It didn't take me very long to create this card. I sent it to 100 people. And I have a package that you have multiple, a bunch of cards that you can just send out. So it's click, click, go, and you're done. But if you don't want to do that, we have a VA service too. And it is just amazing how they can help you send these cards. So I hope you'll join us in the card mission and send some cards.
Awesome, Willie. I love that. Let me come back onto video. And I love the one you sent to your friend Vince, right? Think about it. How many of us want to stay top of mind? We're in business, we're in different businesses, and we want to stay top of mind. You are going to always be top of mind with Vince. He has nothing else on his refrigerator except for your card. And when he sees that, he's going to think about you. Plus, love the one to your girlfriend. And then the 4th of July card. Love that. I don't think I've gotten any this year. So again, great way to stay top of mind with people and reach out in kindness. And, not selling to people, but reaching out, right? It's 80% relationship, 20% marketing, and you did an amazing job. So thanks for coming on and sharing your stories with us tonight. And then our second guest tonight is Jordan Adler. I've also known Jordan for several years. Jordan is the author of Beach Money, lives an amazing lifestyle. Jordan, I know that you found this system several years ago, back on the days of dial-up.
Yeah, I actually started 18 years ago when Facebook was just getting started, and I have sent out 124,000 cards myself in the past 18 years. I average 3 to 10 cards, personal cards a day, and then I send my holiday cards out and things like that. But I read a book when I was younger called How to Sell Anything to Anyone by a guy named Joe Girard. Joe's in the Guinness Book of World Records 12 years in a row. He was a car salesman. And that book inspired me. And one of the things that Joe used to do is every single person that he met, he would handwrite a card to them. And he just didn't send one card, though. He sent a card to them every single month for as long as he knew them. This is a story I remembered because it made him millions and millions of dollars, and it made him the greatest salesman in the world. He used to handwrite cards, and he eventually hired a team of people to write his cards. So when I saw this 18 years ago, it was like a no-brainer for me, for business and personal. You know, if you're using it for personally, those people are more likely to do business with you. And if you're using it for business, they're more likely to do business with you again and again and tell their friends about you. So I have a few cards I'd like to share with you. I'll share the first one here. So my friend Michael, he works for a training company, and, we've known each other for a very long time, but he moves thousands of people through his training company in Scottsdale, Arizona. And he started sending me referrals recently. I told him I was looking for a specific type of person. I told him I was looking for people in the travel industry, and he started sending me referrals. So I sent him a thank you card along with a $5 Starbucks card. On the front, it just said, "I want to espresso my gratitude for all you do." I included a $5 Starbucks card, actually a $10 Starbucks card in the card. Just click a little box and they put the Starbucks card in the card for you and drop it in the mail. Mike, I just wanted to drop you a note and thank you for the referrals last week. I really appreciate it. You're always the first to step up. I also want to acknowledge that I believe you're one of the best at what you do. Looking forward to our next, the next time our paths cross. You and Mike will make a great team. Coffee or tea on me. Cheers, Jordan. And there's my phone number. I sent that to him. And you know what? When you reward that behavior, it tends to repeat itself, right? So I got referrals, so maybe I'll get more, but that's not why I did it. I did it specifically just to thank him. And my buddy, my good friend, Roger Hallback, had this beautiful girl, his girl, Lucy. And Lucy, actually, I was at Roger's place by his pool, and I could tell that I could tell that it might be the last time that I ever see Lucy again, because she was very, very old, and she was having all kinds of physical problems. So I grabbed one of our templates. I put a picture of Lucy on the front of the card, and I just put, sometimes the smallest things take up the most space in your heart. Roger, I can only imagine that every time you walk in the door, you feel the void. And the last time I was over, I knew that I'd be saying goodbye. Nothing can ever replace the love of your dog. Lucy was a good one. You gave her a good life. Thinking about you, brother, your friend Jordan. And, I just know that this is a card that Roger will save. I know Lucy was a great dog, and this was just a card to celebrate her. So, and this next one was a fun one. I took my sister to Hawaii for her 60th birthday. She had never been to Hawaii in her entire life. And it dawned on me, we used to send travel postcards, like the postcards that you'd buy at the convenience store, or the drugstore, or whatever, and you would write them out and mail them off to your friends. But most people stopped doing that. But I thought, how cool that I can jump on my phone, go to the app, click on photo postcard, drop a picture on the front, and type a message on the back. I sent from a tour bus, I sent this card to 100 people. So we were on a tour bus going from place to place, jumping off, taking pictures. And so while I was sitting on the tour bus, it took me less than 5 minutes to send this photo postcard in the mail to over 100 people. And I just think that is the coolest to be able to do that. You can be literally sitting at a baseball game. You could be sitting at your kid's soccer game or gymnastics meet, or you could be at a Chamber of Commerce meeting and be, or right after a real estate appointment, sitting in your car and be sending cards out, which can leave a lasting impact on people and make them really feel that you care about them, because you do, but it's a way to express gratitude and appreciation. And I just think it's brilliant. Love it. Love using it.
Hey, Jordan, I was one of those 100 people.
You're one of the people. There
And
it
what's
is.
really cool is that one said, hi, Nate and Kelly, but mine says, hi, Callie, right? With the symbol of our system, you didn't have to type in everyone's name. The system did that for you. And I love, love, love this, right? The power of sending postcards from trips that we never do anymore.
Right. So it's so great.
Yeah. And that whole piece about thanking someone for a referral, how many people give referrals but never get thanked, right? And so just an easy way, tangible touch, send that Starbucks gift card, buy them a cup of coffee. And you know what? Even if they never refer again, and I imagine they will think of you because, oh, wow, he took the time to say thank you.
Totally.
Thanks for sharing your stories, Jordan. Awesome. And you guys, there are so many stories in our company of people acting on their promptings, using the system to reach out, like Willie did with her friend who she didn't know was having a hard time, or Jordan did with his friend who lost his dog, to people using this as a business tool and a way to follow up. We have many ways you can get started here at Promptings, and I want to share that with you. When we're done here, I want you to get back with the person who invited you onto this webinar. They can answer any of your questions that you may have. We have a couple great ways to get started. The first one is our Promptings Mechanism 10 card challenge. This gives you 10 cards, including stamps, our heartfelt cards, 20 days for $20. Great way to test drive our system, reach out into kindness, write 10 cards, 10 lives changed, but really 11, because we know it changes your life as well. We also have our Promptings Mechanism Heartfelt Prompting Card subscriptions. We have a $37 a month that gives you 20 cards with stamp anywhere in the world, and our unlimited Heartfelt Prompting cards, right? No matter if you send 1, 3, 5, 7, 10 a day. Jordan mentioned he sends 3 to 10 a day. That's $97 a month on those heartfelt prompting cards. We also have system cards. Both Jordan and Willie showed you examples of that. You can see that in our other options. One of the things, if you're just starting out, I love our Promptings process package, as it gives you that first month of those unlimited heartfelt prompting cards. It gives you 100 system cards to get started. It gives you a virtual assistant to help get all your contacts in, maybe set up some campaigns and back of cards for you. It gives you lowest price on our gifts with that unlimited. It gives you a coach to help get you started. It gives you a relationship marketing training course and our prompting seminar. You guys, that is a over $1,500 package for a $497 one-time fee, and then you just continue your $97 a month. Love, love, love that. So again, get back with the person who invited you here. They can help you figure out what's best for your needs and get you started the right way. I also wanted to mention here at Promptings, we do have an affiliate opportunity. If you've loved what you hear and you'd like to share this with others, again, ask the person who invited you on this. They can share more about our opportunity. Either way, get back with that person who invited you. Let them know what you're interested in, and please join us here at Promptings. We would love for you to be part of Promptings and make a difference in your life and the life of others. So thank you so much for joining me on this webinar tonight. Again, get back with that person who invited you here and make it an amazing rest of your day.